Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Marseille for part 2 of my Football Manager 2024 beta save, Making Marseille Great Again. We've had a brilliant start to the season. Everything has been going swimmingly except for the fact that there's a little bit of a problem with the team dynamic. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. But my first signing of this save was the great Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But unfortunately, he doesn't play football anymore, so I've got him on the coaching staff. As you can see, he's a pretty decent scout with 18 technical and 15 working with youngsters. He's very adaptable, he's very determined, he has a good level of discipline, and he's a good motivator. So I thought I'd bring him in to do the technical side of the coaching, and he must be doing a good job so far because we're playing very, very well on the pitch. With regards signings on the pitch, we signed Thomas Lemar, the French winger, for £20 million, which I thought was a brilliant deal, and he's done fantastic for us so far as well. If you look at his attributes, he's brilliant pretty much everywhere. Like, he hasn't really got a weakness. He's 27 years old, so he doesn't quite fit into the club vision of signing players under the age of 23, but he was available. His value is up to £69 million. Like I said, we paid £20 million for him. And he is a star player for us and has been absolutely phenomenal so far. Our other signing on the pitch, we only made two. We made a couple for the under-19s, but the only other first team one was Malang Sarr, who came in from Chelsea for like £6 million. He's just come in as a backup, and he's made a couple of substitute appearances so far, so there's no real point in looking at his attributes and stuff because, yeah, he's not really going to be a first team player. I just brought him in for a little bit of squad depth. But it's on the pitch where the results matter. The performances and the results are going to determine whether or not this save is going to be a success. And it's gone brilliant so far. Our first game in charge was against Sturm Graz in the Champions League third qualifying round first leg. And the nerves were frayed. The board want us to reach the last 16 of the Champions League. In real life, they didn't even make the qualifiers or the group stage or whatever. And now it was win or bust. I had to win on my first game. And we got off to a fantastic start. Aubameyang from the penalty spot, 7 minutes and 16 seconds into the game, 1-0. Great finish. Straight away as well, I noticed a few little bits of tweaks. Just the first few minutes, I noticed some tweaks in the match engine that made it look a little bit more realistic. And Aubameyang's finish, bottom corner, the net bursting and rippling, and it was 1-0. Corner from Harit after just under 17 minutes gone. Harit put it in. Mbemba gets up there. Header from the near post. Something we've been working on in training on our new set piece coach. And yeah, it worked. Harit put it in. Mbemba gets there behind the defender who probably should have done better. Then, brilliantly worked free kick. Lemar to Vitinha. Vitinha shoots, it took a deflection, ends up in the bottom corner, and it's 3-0, not even 25 minutes into my first game in charge of Marseille, and we were running absolutely riot. As you can see, Thomas Lemar plays it to Vitinha on the edge of the box. The whole defence moved back thinking that he was going to put a long ball in. It took a bit of a deflection, but the keeper couldn't do anything. Sturm Graz did pull one back just before half-time, but we started the second half brilliantly. Klaus put a ball in. It was headed clear from a defender. Didn't get it away, though, and Lemar puts it back. Vitinha header, bottom corner, 4-1. Vitinha's second goal of the game and of the season. And, yeah, you see here, defender tried to head it out for a corner. Lemar does brilliantly to keep it in. Swings runs back over, and Vitinha's header put it 4-1. But, as we approach the closing stages, Ahmed Hodzic made it 4-2. Sturm Graz were back in the game. There were 11 and a half minutes plus injury time and made it a little bit of squeaky bum time at the end. But we held on. We held our nerve and we lasted out the rest of the game and won 4-2. And then it was time to move into the league and an opening day game against Reims. And again, Aubameyang run into the box, put it across, and Thomas Lemar with his first goal of the season at the near post. 26 minutes, just under 27 minutes gone, and we scored our first league goal of the season with Lemar coming in. It was a good interception from Rongier. Aubameyang picked up on the edge of the area, burst into the box, plays a nice little dink across, and Lemar gets there first and puts it in at the near post. Marseille 1, Reims 0. Again, another penalty. Aubameyang from the spot smashes it, makes no mistake. And that was 2 penalties in 2 games for Aubameyang. Towards the end of the game, Kondogbia to Lemar, Lemar to Harit, and Harit smashes it home. 3-0, just under 82 minutes played. And basically, our first game of the season in the league was a walk in the park. It was quite a poor corner, to be fair, but we got given another chance, and Lemar played a pass to Harit. Harit weren't going to make a mistake there, smashes it into the roof of the net. And we won the game 3-0. We'd made it a little bit awkward for ourselves by conceding that second goal late against Sturm Graz in the first leg. So they would come into the second leg knowing that they had the home advantage and they were going to try and put the pressure on. And it was difficult in the early stages, but Renan Lodi made a break down the left, put the ball across. It was half cleared, picked up by Sarr, who put a great ball into Harit. And Harit, at an acute angle, puts Marseille 1-0 up. As we approached half-time, makes it 5-2 on aggregate, and I started to relax a little bit more. It was a little bit squeaky bum time during the first half, to be fair, but Harit, great shot, pretty much through the goalkeeper, and it was Marseille 1, Sturm Graz 0, but Sturm Graz weren't going to lay down and die, and Konstantin Wagner scored just on the stroke of half-time to put the game level again. And yeah, the defence should have done better, but Jovanovic puts the ball across, and Bemba just sort of stands there and watches as Wagner heads it past Paul Lopez. Again, second half, a little bit squeaky bum, but Renan Lodi with that screamer from the edge of the box on the 80th minute. And yeah, that was when I could finally settle down and know that we were making it through to the next round to play either Rangers or Panathinaikos in the playoff to make it to the group stage. Renan Lodi, look at that finish. Absolutely beautiful. We made it 2 out of 2 in the league in the next game against Metz, but then our focus turned to Panathinaikos, who had beaten Rangers in the third qualifying round. Now they stood between us and a place in the Champions League group stage. We had home advantage for the first leg. It was a tentative first half and a lot tougher than I would have hoped. And as we approached the hour mark, it was still 0-0. But then this happened. A ball over the top for Vitinha. Vitinha bursts into the box. Great finish. Marseille 1, Panathinaikos 0. Made no mistake about it. The ball came through, it was bobbling and bouncing. Like I said before, the new match engine is absolutely brilliant. Look, you can see the way the ball moves and bobbles about and it's chested down and stuff. Great turn, great shot. Keeper had no chance. 1-0. And then we weren't done. It opened the floodgates. Klaus to Mbemba. Mbemba, Kondogbia, finds Aubameyang on the edge of the box. Aubameyang turns, crosses, Vitinha, header, boom, 2-0. We might have taken a while to get going in this game, but we weren't going to let it slip away. Aubameyang, great cross. Vitinha up in between 2 defenders. Bottom corner, very similar goal to what he scored before, but that was 2-0. Then Ndiaye finds Klaus on the right. Klaus shoots, scores, boom, 3-0. Klaus, first goal for us this season from his attacking wing-back position. But you see some good build-up play. Ndiaye finds Klaus there. Klaus, one touch. Defender comes in, and it took a little deflection off the keeper's foot. I don't know if you saw that. And then Sarr rounding things off, making it 4-0 with his first goal for the club, with a fantastic finish. And just watch this assist as well, when the replay shows. You see Klaus throws it to Ndiaye. Ndiaye picks out Vitinha. Look at that assist. And then Sarr, first time, 4-0. And we were running away with this tie. Second leg, Didn't really matter now, to be fair. We'd already won the tie in the first leg. We absolutely demolished Brest 5-0 in the league in our next game in between the two Panathinaikos games. And then we went to Greece and we underperformed, losing 2-1, but managing to win 5-2 on aggregate to put us into the Champions League group stage draw. We were the last team out of the hat in the Champions League group stage draw, as we got put in Group H with Feyenoord, Real Madrid and Young Boys. It's a tough group, but it could have been tougher if you look at things like Group B with Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Shakhtar and Newcastle. So we've got a tough draw, but I'm quietly confident that we'll make it through. We continued into September with momentum and made it another 2 league wins, winning 2-0 and 3-1 to make sure that we kept our 100% record in the league and moved to the top of the table. As you can see, 5 wins from 5 and a goal difference of plus 13 means we've got 15 points and we are 3 points clear of PSG in second, who have lost the game. Incidentally, they lost 1-0 away to Lyon, who currently sit 4th, which is a lot better than they're playing in real life. Lens are in 3rd place, Monaco 5th and Reims in 6th. But we have that 100% record to defend in our next league game, which incidentally is against PSG. It hasn't all been plain sailing though. We may have a 100% record in the league, we may be through to the Champions League group stage, and we may be playing some absolutely beautiful football on the pitch. But a lack of squad depth in defence caused a bit of an issue. The fact that I've got no money means that I couldn't make too many signings. We managed to sign Lamar. That was asking the board if they would just let us go over the transfer budget. They sorted that out, separate from the transfer budget. But because I haven't got any money and I couldn't bring in any decent players, there wasn't the players available to loan or anything that were going to make us any better. So there's a bit of a lack of squad depth, bit of a depth problem. We had a couple of injuries and suspensions at the start of the season that meant our depth problem was increased. It was highlighted a little bit more. And Valentin Rongier, the captain, feels there's a lack of sufficient quality depth in defence. He's very unhappy internally. So it's internally within the club. He might be unhappy internally within himself as well. But my managerial support is now poor. He has 10 players on his side, 10 first team players on his side, backing him in his fight against me because of a quality or a lack of quality depth in defence. And there's nothing I can do about it. There is literally nothing I can do about it. All I've got to do is hope that we keep winning games and we keep getting the results and putting in the performances, and eventually my managerial support might increase. But there's also something that I said before this game was released, something that I've said for a couple of years now. It would be fantastic if we could give our managers a backstory. If we could maybe put down their playing history and a coaching history before becoming a manager. Because in Football Manager, every single game, every time you start a new game, the game sees it as you're a brand new manager. It's your first ever job in management. So when you do take over a team like Marseille, who have got a brilliant reputation and stuff, the players are going to maybe go against you a little bit. And straight away, you start with poor managerial support. And as you can see, it may be early days, but the players are going to take some convincing to get past your lack of experience. If we were able to put a little bit of a manager backstory in, maybe a little bit of coaching experience and stuff like that, then that lack of experience isn't going to be highlighted as much and isn't going to be so much of a problem. But it is a problem, and my managerial support is poor, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get round it, because it isn't to do with performances and stuff, it's to do with a lack of quality depth in defence. So I can't really sort that out until the January transfer window opens. But anyway, that's the only problem we've got. And it's pretty small, really. We're doing brilliantly on the pitch. And I'm looking forward now to a Champions League adventure, which starts in our next episode when we play Real Madrid in our first group game. We've got a tough couple of games coming up, so they're going to be in part 3 of this series when we play Real Madrid in the Champions League first group game and PSG in the league to try and defend our unbeaten 100% record and move further clear at the top of the table. But it's going to be tough. So join me again next time to see how we get on. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when future videos are going to be released, and join me on my FM24 journey, which I'm hoping will bring fantastic growth to the channel and enjoyment to your lives. Anyway, thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed it like I said before. Until next time, bye-bye for now.